This is why people don't take streamers seriously. Anyway, the triple nipple. We're here with the. We'll all go riding on a rainbow. And what is this described as again? Stolen memories from a bygone era. A dusty ballroom lying empty holds many memories and feelings in its darkest recesses. I merely act as a conduit for these memories. Whose memories they are and what each memory represents remains the mystery that someday I hope to solve.
The caretaker.
Ooh. So, again, no idea where we're going with this one, but I'm going to use my fan cannon. So for the first one, let's go ahead and recap for the VOD's sake, because you guys just saw it, but recap. So first one, well, I originally was like, oh, I'm just kind of remembering things, because, you know, I mean, that's the ever at the end of time bias, as I'll call it. I'll coin it. The everywhere at the end of time memory selection bias. You're just going to always think that it's memories and dimension. Oh my God, I'm thinking. But I think the first one was more so going back to the place in which you spent most of your life, and then you were just remembering the good, the bad, the ugly, and that's life, isn't it? Then the second album was more so, okay, let's transition from all of that. Let's go into just what it means to no longer be in existence, and more so what it is to be part of the cosmos, the world, the universe itself, rather than the world that you know. And then you slowly transition to find your own internal self, your soul, your being, and then you are ascending the stairway in the last 7 minutes. That's the best way that I interpret it to this moment, except for home. Home needs to go die. Hashtag remove home. And this one, we're going to see where we're going from here. Another 51-minute gold banger. I am excited. Let's see where this one goes. The second one was considered the best from many people's perspectives, so not high expectations, but maybe this will be my favorite of the three, and let's find out, shall we? Anyway, welcome to the triple nipple. I said it again. I need to go ahead and lobotomize myself with a corn dog. Anyway, welcome back, everybody. Nice to have you again. I hope you're going to have a good time. And then after this, we're doing Bliss. So I hope you're ready for the considered GOAT. Everyone, I've had a lot of people tell me that it's better than everything at the time. Not in a overall experience necessarily, but when you factor in the fact of how short it is and how intense it is, it's great. So looking forward to that. Anyway, without further ado, let's get started on We'll All Go Riding on a Rainbow. 2 years ago, by the way. So this is an additional 2 years. So 4 years after the first one. Let's see what improvements our caretaker, our Kirby boy, has done. I saw your face in a dream. So if the first one was like aggravated assault, the second one was, because the first one, it just started mean fast. The second one, yeah, started mean, but then it got really nice and dreamlike. And then this one, the very start, now feels like we are just clonked the fuck out. How interesting. Just went right to sleep. Good night. Good night, friend. It's really slow, but you know, that's fine. We'll see where it goes from here. Like, this feels like the angel next to me kind of vibe. I need to get in the zone. Let me see. It's hard balancing being the silly, funny VTuber bowl gamer, but also being the serious album reviewer. I'm not good at doing either separately. Maybe that's why I'm special. Anyway. And by the way, I have been reading chat this entire time. I've just been kind of in the zone sometimes. Well, not the entire time, but most of the time I'm looking up at chat. So if I'm not replying, I am paying attention. I'm just, since they're so short, I'm trying to give it its all, you know? So I'm really trying to figure out where to place this. So if the last one was finding the soul of self, ascension. I mean, they're all standalone, but I want to connect them because it's just fun. So the centering of the soul, the stairway or the passage into a different place, or like coming to acceptance, or just like really just fulfillment. This would be... because it doesn't sound good. It's a bad feeling. It's low. It's grumbly. It's mean. It's like snarling teeth, kind of. But not enough to feel like I'm going to be hurt, but more like I don't want to. I think like turn around, like you stumbled into something you shouldn't have, kind of like bad feeling, but not like you haven't been told yet, get the fuck out, but you know that if you didn't, maybe something bad would go on. It's not a good drone. It's a mean drone. And the thing is, I'm wondering if this is like what it is to be to where we got. So this is the destination, or this is like part of that journey. We'll find out. From the stairway. Whatever the stairway is. Whatever metaphor that was meaning to be. Yeah, it's quite the confusing track to start with, but I enjoy that because it has no answer. Music! We'll all go riding on a rainbow. The track, the title. This took a darker turn than I could have imagined. The second album filled me with some form of hope, but really this doesn't feel good. Short loops. This feels like... this feels like Killer, you know? I think that's it, right? Killer? The dun, 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 dun. Like, it has that same, like, percussive... uncomfortable, looming doom. This is so weird. I did not throw me for loops, bro. So while there was something that we could... I at first was like, music! Good! The way it was presented really did still fill you with anxiety, despite it sounding good on paper. Originally, at first. That old feeling. It's so odd too, considering looking at the album. If you pick this up, look at this album. Look at this album art. It's inverted colors, and that's kind of spooky. It's super saturated neons, and you know it's kind of weird. But we'll all go riding on a rainbow, like. The contrast of the music and the presentation, like, she's smiling up in front and center. Everyone's jazzing. Look at them. And they're the most clean silhouettes we've seen thus far, which is strange. The tones that I'm supposed to, like, I'm visually seeing and I'm feeling are so unnecessarily uncomfortable. Like, I am really not happy. Which is so weird considering that the last album, albeit was spooky too, I still felt like happy to be in these weird places. The images I'm drawing from this, though, this feels like I'm sitting I'm laying in bed. You can hear the grandfather clock in the other room. It just sounds like rain from outside with that static. Your feet are they're slightly too hot, and you want to let them out of the blanket. But if you did, you know you'd be. You just don't feel safe to do that right now. You can't put your finger on it. It doesn't make sense. Why am I scared? It should be comfortable. It's like there's so much missing. Because you see good. You see life and all this happiness that should supposed to be there, but you hear this terrible drone. The Weeping Dance Floor. And it's not what I expected at all. Looking at the title, looking at the name, not at all. And I think that shock alone is causing me a bit of extra distress. I feel kind of cheated. It's like it's the same feeling that a lot of people have in current, like, this is gonna sound, we live in a society edge, but it's true. This album is speaking to me as a young person living in current world, you know, how we were all promised, like, if you do what's right, if you follow the law, if you do what you're told, everything will fall into place and you'll live a great, happy life, right? This album kind of feels exactly like that, put into music. The fact that you found out after it was too late to prepare for it, how unforgiving the world was going to treat you in the next 10 years. You know? it's deceptive. In feeling. Not just because of the album art. I'm starting to, like, I'm distancing myself from the album art, and I'm only thinking of the images now. The music's happy in terms of like a stretch. Like, I know it's supposed to be a happy track. Ish. At some point. And it's like, I did what I was supposed to do. I did everything I was supposed to do. Why did I lose? That's what this sounds like. Play the instrument, follow it along. And it's like looking at a younger version of yourself too, and just kind of like saying I'm sorry that this happened. Kind of like it's a terrible feeling. Like, I feel immense regret, guilt. Like, I want to go back in time. And this track is making me feel all kinds of negative feelings you suppress, because you realize that those are things impossible, but you wish you could. Oh, is there? Oh, there's a lot of spam. Oh, jeez. I know I allow spam in my normal streams, but probably not here. You shouldn't do that. Just a few times to let us know you're sleeping is alright, but too many times and it might get a little too cluttered. Yeah. Sucks. Sucks. And as I'm, painting images too, it just, everything feels, every track so far has felt cold, wet, distant, cloudy, misunderstood, like misunderstanding. Can't really make it all line up. Driven beyond the limits. And this sounds exactly like what I was saying. This sounds like the realization that not everything was good. I wonder if that's what this is. I don't know. I don't know if I'm just attaching my own personal feelings to this, but I guess that's the point, right? This sounds like a snowy ice top. This sounds like a barren place with nothing besides wind and dust blowing by. Even the footsteps that you left behind, as you look behind you, there's nothing there anymore. The wind is so intense. It's not strong enough to knock you over, but it's enough to remove any traces of where you've been. Like, it is desolate in this bitch. The image I'm creating right now, it is... You can see everything, though. That's the thing. You can see all of it. But there is nothing to actually see, in a way. You can see the wind blowing, the dust going, but... That's all you can say. You can only describe in a few words what you see. Despite seeing miles. Oh, wow. The memory of a song. I'll put Chan a timeout, I guess. I'll give a 10-minute timeout. Since you guys would like that. So this is giving me I'm getting like Doki vibes though. This sounds like a lot like Monica's room. That ding jing ding jing ding sound. Like, those instruments are reminding me a lot of that, but that's not the point. I'm just thinking about what am I supposed to feel here. It's kind of like those little dings are like the startup of something, like an ignition. But what I'm... The words aren't even... The weird part, I don't think I've ever heard that before. Listen to the words. He's like hanging on vowels. He's going, oh, ha. Like if I was to say, hello, how are you? Hello. Like, he, ha, like it stops at the first part. Yeah. It's trippy and uncomfortable too. Really, like you're looking at like I imagine exactly the people that are on the cover. Really, that's who you're looking at. Is it reversed? If it is, my God, it does not sound good. Like there are no words there. It's just completely gone. And I feel like again, it's like this with the context of the second album, which again, I guess they're all separate, but I would like to combine them. It makes it. Feel like maybe in a very grim way you're also letting go of the things that you're still attaching to that are preventing you from fully going beyond, and you're associated rather with, instead of good feelings, bad feelings. Kind of. I don't know if that's where we're going with this, but I'm also kind of drawing that odd narrative. And I thought that already happened, but maybe not. We'll see. So, I believe, and this is the, and the band plays on. And I'm still drawing all these things, but I'm having an even harder time making word sense of them. Some it's easy, but some it's so hard to even make how I feel. Like this track is, I like this. The sound is, it's so electronic and in contrast to the acoustic nature of most of the music we've been hearing, because that sounds specifically like an instrument itself rather than just noises. So that's uncanny. Just with context and contrast. Here I am, brokenhearted. Brutal name, huh? I feel like I'm kind of starting to draw the picture of... I think our default space of being is that, like, deserty, windy place I was talking about earlier. And then we, like, kind of go to a location, but as we pass through it, it's nothing like we would recognize, and we just keep walking forward. And then by the time we're out of it, it, like, fades. And we look back and there's nothing left, but you just keep going forward. Because there's been multiple tracks that have done that exact thing. They go back to this drone where it's nothing, then it's something, and it's like you're going through windows. Brief. Little sections, but it's like trying to find a place that you can settle down for the night. Just like what I said with the last one, where the camping trip, there was a place to actually rest. This one, not so much. They're gonna keep going, but it's like in the pursuit of what, and I wonder how. The pursuit of what? Just trying to find a place to finally move on. To where, though? That's the thing. I still don't know whether or not I want to believe that me as the protagonist, the viewer of where I've been on this journey, is either alive, dead, in between, before, like life even itself, or am I like a third person in another person's life? It's interesting. And once again, we're walking. Wind, miles of view, nothing. It's clear as day, but the sand blowing, but you can't. There's not enough, so you have to keep walking. But you don't even know where you're going because there is no trail. There is no sign of where you've been. Hoping for some kind of recognition. I think I'm on the nose, actually, with my understanding of this album, actually. Consider these title names are always matching what I'm thinking before I read them. And yeah, so now we're in another window. But it's like, so if there was the ballroom, what we hear is the singing, the music, or something similar. But what before was words distorted, these are beings unrecognizable as something we could even really socialize with. Not hostile, but more so just a different... Just a different... like a creature. It does feel like that, though. Like really a hike. It's so cool. I'm painting such beautiful pictures. That's haunting. I'm imagining just like a man that fits the silhouettes of these guys there, but like incorrect proportions, and with every jitter he's just kind of going into different poses. Like one standing neutral, one standing with his arm up, one standing where he's kind of like crouched down, one where he's like laying down. He's jittering with each little repetition. Like you've come upon a person that you recognize because you can hear the voice. There's a voice this time. But he's acting so unnatural. He's just basically spasming in an endless loop, doing the same movements. It's like, the best way to describe it is like really bad lag. Like I approached him and I tried for a minute to just say hello and it was nothing, so I move on. It really does feel linear though. Really, I'm just walking. I'm going north. And then after 2 encounters, we're back where we were again. Miles and miles, you can see. But there's so little to describe. Oh, sorry, I got kind of lost in thought. Unmasking at midnight. I kind of zoned out for a second there, just really thinking about that. That was... It wasn't a good vision. It was kind of really freaking me out, what I was looking at. Just very jerky, you could almost feel the bones crunching kind of movement. By this point in time, this track, before it felt more like a desert, and it was somewhat warm, it's starting to turn more into like a snow. But not quite a snow, you know what I mean? Like, it's starting to lose its color and recognition of where I am. But I know there's still stuff like hitting me, but now it's not particularly as nice as I thought. It's kind of like I'm starting to lose the drive. It's kind of like after you've gone too far and done too much, you're kind of wanting to stop. And then another window. So now you move in, you enter just a space. It just materializes around you. Where are we? I believe this is Roll Up the Carpet and Dance, yes. Everything's like brown. It's like sepia. Sepia? Fuck. Piss. Mexico filter. But like two tones. But all I was imagining is just the same image from the first album's art. But nobody's there. I'm in the same space as before. But look, the colors are the same too, but the only thing that's different now is like slowly imagine you're just sitting on a chair and someone rolls you back slowly with your face against the wall. And as you go, staring straight forward, you're seeing more and more and more. And it's becoming impossibly large. The ballroom, if you will. Like it's just growing, and it's just like starting to make me go, but how could that be? This is no longer a ballroom. This is unfeasible. This is massive. And you're going back maybe only a foot every couple seconds. So it's not even that fast. Like it just, it's like... like this... And it's just growing. Like I'm now seeing a room that is several miles big. Like it is huge. But it all is correct. Like nothing's out of place. If you were to scan it slowly like a panorama picture, a panoramic, you could see everything and be like, yes, that's that. That is this. Yes, that would be there. That would be there. That would be there. It's nothing out of place and like a lamp on the floor in a ballroom, or like, you know, a table sitting on the roof. None of that's happening. It's all there, but it's just so impossibly long. And it's making the feeling of being alone just the weight of thousands, like thousands of pounds upon you. That's all I can see. All I can do is move my eyes. I can't really move any, like I'm trying to pivot to see anything else, but all I can see is what I'm allowed to see from whatever is moving me. I don't think I'm doing this on my own anymore. Like, it's just insane how like, it's weird. I'll show you what I mean with AI, I guess, later on. We still have the image. I could show you that. Just remind me at the end what I'm talking about. It probably won't look as good, but you'll get a general idea of what I'm talking about, what I'm seeing. It's really weird. That room, that giant one, I'm still in it. But I imagine just... the only thing that showed up is just a lonely piano in the very center of this 100-mile room, 100-mile size room. The colors did a gradient where it darkened at the end. It's kind of creating a spotlight. But not on the piano, rather to the right of it. But I'm so far away I can't tell if it's trying to highlight something. Because I don't see anything, but just the... like, every time it does this, the whole room pulsates. Like it's a giant living mass. Like what you see from Amnesia, for example. And when it's doing that, it's like turning into this staticky, extremely sharpened image, and while it's doing that, you can make glimpses of other things there. But things is the word that I'd use. It's definitely not people. Just filling the room with something and it goes away. We've been here before. Like, I'm still there. I haven't moved on from this scene. But, like, what was all that static and whatnot before? Obviously it's faded. All that harshness and what made it seem like a pulsating living being, obviously gone. The spotlight and the gradient on the room, gone. Still massive room, impossibly big. But like, what was only a few colors, I'm kind of starting to like get everything together, but now instead of it being logically large, it's illogically large in terms of now objects are starting to be in the wrong spots. And so what I gained with clarity of like color and recollection of that now lost to the placement of the play. It just looks jumbled and wrong. It's like if you were to just take props and just throw it all over the place randomly at any completely RNG. It's kind of what it looks like. I've stopped moving in this track, by the way. I can fully witness now without any additional information. It's just so wrong though, but it's better because now it looks like a place. But I still don't see why. Oh shit. And literally, like, just like that. Huh. There's just a few people in this massive room, but they're there. It's not filled as you would expect, given its size, but oddly enough, they're all dancing in the same cadence. Maybe like 20, 30 people. All the same. They're all moving exactly the same to the beat. They're joined in groups of 2 and 5, and it's weird combinations. It just doesn't make much sense, but they're dancing together. And the longer you look at certain groups, sometimes they turn into more than they originally were. So like a group of 3 is turning into a group of like 7. It's like they're multiplying. But when you look away and you look back, they're back to the same original number. So the longer you focus at one group, it grows. So as long as you focus on that, you fill the room. But the second you look at another one, you lose it. And it goes back to the same few people growing. And the funny thing is, even though the impossible geometry of the room would otherwise stop these people from their very smooth and rhythmic dancing, it's somehow not deterring them. If they run into something, they just continue. Like, it doesn't bother them. They don't feel it. They don't hit it. They just keep going. Not phasing through it, but more so it just kind of moves for them. And then it all fades away. What the fuck? That was trippy. Whoa, hello. We're back. Also, what's this? Is that sewer slut? Oh no. We'll all ran away with faces. Oh, how spooky. Well, that was awesome. I created an entire narrative through the entire album, pretty much. Took me a bit to find what I wanted to attach to, but really, it felt like going through... I wasn't fully out. I was still pretty here, but I was really drawing beautiful images. And once let me go back to these. Yeah, it's like reaching that dusty place I was talking about. A brief window into something. Dusty windows. Brief window into something. Dusty trail. A brief window of something. A dusty trail. Another dusty trail. But much colder. Bringing about another memory of something. Another brief moment of what didn't make any sense. Most of these were just nightmarish images of objects that only could be drawn by the subconscious. You go to the desert and then a long drone all alone. Or no, this was actually the room expanding, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. And then finally, that room illogically, it's not happy, but I'm glad that I was painting that. What a beautiful ending. Holy shit. Well, that was a great visual experience I had. So let me see if I can show you what I was seeing as fast as I can. Okay. So I'm just going to use whatever image I can find. This isn't exactly what I was imagining, but this is kind of close. Just imagine it a bit darker and a bit more smoky. Hold on. But I'll just show you what I was thinking. So, hold on. So here's this, right? Now, if you were to take this and remove the saturation quite a lot. Let's see if I can get it that right. So it's like about there. Much dimmer. Kind of like there. So we can get it right. There. So something kind of like this. And then if you were to take it and only make it 2 different colors, it's kind of how it looked. I don't know how to do that in Photoshop, but... And then you would move and it kind of do something like... I don't know if it's going to generate right, but I'm hoping it will. Like, this was the final scenes, which I think I can do with AI, but we'll see. If not, I'm sorry, but I want to show you what I was kind of seeing. No, it's making walls. Here, let's do it a step at a time. Maybe if we do it a step at a time, it'll be fine. You should try inverting the colors. I don't need to, because guess what? I have the original. Haha. Hell yeah. See, look. Swag. Alright. There you go. But it's still making walls. I can't do it. So if we would do this without walls, I guess the best way to do this is actually just to copy it. So hold on. Okay, and background default. So if you were to just... Sorry. Oops, I put it on the wrong thing, didn't I? Okay, whatever. So if you were to take this out, okay, duplicate layer from background, yep, and then duplicate layer. Sorry, I'm a little slow. I'm currently like slightly entranced. That was intense. So delete that. Then we're gonna go ahead and copy it again, and then we're gonna just I forgot if there's a shortcut for this, but just do this a few times. It's gonna take a bit. I'm sorry. I forgot if there's a quick way to do it. Haven't done this in a long time. Just spamming it like this. Anyway, and then you would just kind of delete that and just kind of make it like this, and it just kept going. But it didn't like repeat like this. It would like change different stuff, but it was just exceptionally long, and it just kept going. Here, we'll just zoom into this. So imagine it was just kind of like this, and it just kept going, but not repeating. Just going and going and going and going and going for like 100 miles. And then as things changed, it began to gain color again and just go. And it was quite literally, if I was to say how small I was seeing it, it was like this. Like this amount of stuff. That's how big I could see that POV. Like I was that far back, so it's massive room. And it was just enough where I could see things in the distance, but not actually make of what I saw. Like I was way back here. But it was that big of a room with nothing in it. And then, like, what I meant by illogical is towards the end, it kind of did something like this. So, I don't know what layer this is. Shit. Okay. So, imagine if this was on the floor here. And then imagine if this was on the ceiling. Like, it started to make no sense towards that middle track. And then the last track started to have people that were dancing again. But, you know, let's just say this is a person for the sake of making this happen. So say this was a person. It'd be 1. And then if I'd look at it, there'd be 2, then 3, then 4, and it'd populate this entire area. But the second you look away, it'd be 1 again. Just keep doing that. It was really weird. It's really trippy. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. I didn't even weed. So I don't know why I was imagining this. But that was awesome. That was some shit, dude. That was the shit, brother. That was a good album. It took me on a trip and it didn't let me go. Loved it. And it didn't snap me out of it. I kept all the way through that entire experience describing it, and I kind of stopped. I kind of forgot I was streaming for a little bit too, which is great. So, yeah, safe to say a high rating by all means. Sorry, I'm kind of entranced. I need to snap out of it. That was awesome. If you can imagine the shit somewhere, why do it in the first place? I normally do, but right now I'm trying to test something go like super sober for a bit and see how that makes me feel. I've been having like weird ass mood swings, and I'm like, I wonder if that's why. It kind of started after I started using it for the first time a few years ago. So I'm like, maybe it's like not for me. So we'll see. I'm kind of testing things. But anyway, I'm gonna give that. I don't think there's anything. Did I dislike anything about it? I don't think so. It took me for a ride the whole time, but I don't think it was like insanity. So maybe like an 8.5, maybe. And I'm gonna put the previous one down to 7. So I'm gonna lower it again, and then so the first one 6. No, that's not right. So the first one's 7, second one's 7 as well, to be honest, and then an 8.5. Really goddamn good, but not absolutely mind-shatteringly amazing. Again, I'm gonna have to probably go back through my old rankings as I do these two to just like readjust what I thought of it after hindsight, because hindsight makes my ratings a lot more accurate. So 7, 7, 8.5. Very good. That was awesome, and I have nothing else to say besides taste the rainbow, bitch. God damn, though. What the fuck? I don't know why I was really, really, really vividly drawing those images there. And I probably like start getting wonky too. Here is this, by the way. This is the first AI I did. And this is the one I did for the, this is actually the one I did for the cover or the thumbnail. This shit kind of explains this album, honestly. This is kind of how I was feeling. It really was like this. Like, this is a window, and then this was another window of these like impossible creatures I was seeing. Then it'd be another one like of a space, and then it would be like, I'm here, I am, like this looks like a horse kind of thing, like you see the nose in the mouth, like what the fuck, there's like an eye here. And then I would go to the next one, but most of the time it'd be like this, just grainy, just saying nothing, ain't nothing. Yeah, okay, let's do it now. Oh, oops. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm navigating like ass. But awesome. Nice ballroom. That trilogy, great experience. Now, what does that have to do with the other albums? I think this was actual scam. Like, I think... Because I just looked at all these songs. A lot of these are like religious. We have Psalms, Monastery, Garden. Like a lot of this is very religious. So I wonder if this is supposed to be like this is the falsehood of the afterlife, kind of like we did go, but it's not what you thought it would be. It's not as great as you thought, if you want to believe that. Oh, is this content aware? Oops. So. Oh, wait. Generative Expand seemed actually exactly what I was trying to do with that image. Wait, hold on 1 second. Maybe that'll work with this one. Okay, hold on. I think Generative Expand actually might be what we're looking for. Hold on. So, take this. Content Aware Fill. Ooh, what the fuck? What happened there? Too big? Couldn't do it? And it's kind of repeat. Yeah, no, that's actually more it. Oh, and then it kind of like fucked up at the end there. But you can see where it's not completely looping, but it's making sense. Hold on, let's keep going. It's probably because the music samples how the title that had those titles are organ music. Oh, real. Oh. So ignore this part over here and zoom into this. It's kind of like that, where it was all a continuous go. It all made sense except for this. I think it's kind of fucked up, but you get what I'm saying. It was nice. Anyway, back to this. Oh my, yes, oh my ass. I just really wish I could draw, man. I really wish I could plug in my brain for you guys. That'd make this content crazy, I promise. So let's just expand this. Let's see what I can do. I'm very pleased though. Because at first I thought I was gonna be like, oh man. Like, I love the Caretaker, but it's his early works, and what if it just kind of ruins my image of the guy? Because, you know, sometimes early works, you go, oh my god, like, they didn't have it together. Oh, Jesus fuck. That's them's be band boys. Yes, very much human, very good, very well. Understand like food. Yum yum. Oh, it's making these really freaky. Like what's with the? I think it's like sharp colors make this much more uncomfortable than it needs to be. All right, let's try that again, but expanding it. I also let you put on some music, from the album. Where are you? Let's put on actual Stardust. Fuck it. Ball. Bet? Ball. Let's get muted, boy. It's alright. If it happens, it happens. I could just mute the section. You don't want to hear anything, but you just gotta look at the visuals anyway, right? Don't matter. But, oh my fuck, it just does not want to make this... This is probably accurate, though. Like, the weird thing is this is fucked up, but this is basically what the album was like. This is the drones, and then this is when you're in the moments. Right? Like... freaky. Really, it is. But I need to sit and think about it. I don't know where it connects in the trilogy with my previous narratives, and I'm really trying to figure that out. But I would like to believe that it's a lie. It's what you believe. Okay, so it was coming to terms with moving on to another place. Now, I don't think it's death, because that seems too cliche. It's too boring. It might be the case, but it's too boring. Like, oh, you died, cool. And you went to the afterlife, and it sucks. I want to believe it's just like, rather than you being a person that was ever alive. Here, let's put Stardust. I want to believe that more so you were just making because I know it's supposed to be memories of a person, but I didn't get that feeling really through this. It didn't feel like I was one particular person with memories. It felt like I was somebody trying to understand what it meant to have memories in the first place. They weren't mine, but I was just trying to remember what it's like to have those memories and go through them and what the emotions are. It's kind of like being an alien and looking and figuring out how do humans think? How does all that work? Kinda. I don't know how to put it. I really need to think on it and come back to you guys. There's the dust. Put dust and it worked out. Well, that's kind of sick.
Stardust melody.
Rainbow. I'm trying to come up with it right now. What I really think, and I'm genuinely brain. I'm gone. Like, to put into words how I think all three connect, I can't do it. I have to sit on it. But that's nice. Just literally made a rainbow. Hey, look. The big gay Basato. What is it? The fuck is this? Yeah, so Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. I am speechless. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I'm just using all my brain power and I'm kind of like out of it, but it did feel like trying to go through a journey starting in a familiar place, like you just into a familiar place, but these are not your memories because you didn't live through them. I didn't live through World War II. So from my point of view, these aren't mine, obviously. Maybe for someone else, these are literally their memories. But I don't even want to imagine there's a patient here. I want to imagine this is like somebody, like some bigger being teaching you what it is like to remember a period in time. So you're going there in the first album, okay? And you're living through what we would most classify as actual moments. Now let's go back to it so we can make sense of it. Okay, so if we go all the way back to... Okay, hold on. Alright, so if we go all the way back to the Haunted Ballroom, these are very easy to understand as memories. We were... Oh shit. We were painting vivid, obvious places that do exist. Some were fucked up and terrifying, but they were there. Some of them weren't the best, but... I can still imagine being in a room. I can imagine being outside of a room. I can imagine being in the ceiling of a room. I could imagine being at home listening to something. I can imagine being out doing something. I can imagine being myself, alone, doing... Like, there were easy memories. Then the second one takes you, and it throws you into a state of... So, this is, like, first part is to just establish what it's like to remember. Then the second part establishes what it's like to further comprehend that. Like, so now with those, like... Jesus Christ. I can't put it... I need to... I'm trying. So... Because I have so many thoughts. First one... Try to understand what it's like to remember a memory. Not because you lost them, but because this is just being explained to you. How do you remember somebody? How do you it's kind of like trying to learn somebody through like a journal. Like, how do I learn who you are? This is how I'm going to do it. The first one is like that. Then the second one throws you in there. And it's like, all right. So we're going to transition you from this. So it starts off with the very similar to the first album, where it's like throwing you underneath. Then, because my thoughts have changed on the second one now too, through the hindsight. So it takes you through the beginning again, because obviously that's where you're transitioning from. Then throws you into a place of like, just like recollection and like get to know you now. So get to know somebody else, get to know yourself, go back and forth of this game of trying to do that. Go to, go from, which let me pull it up so I can show you what I mean. So, Stairway to Star, except for home. Fuck home. We don't talk about home. No one talks about home. We don't talk about home here. Home is banned. Home doesn't exist in this theory. So, or in the way I understand these albums' connections. So the first one, obviously harsh, but not too bad. Right? Ouch. Just like the first one, remembering memories. Then... you really go into this nothingness. And I think this is like you now being in between of like as this third party, this person, not you physically. You are in a different space. It's like a dream now. The whole thing is like it's really a story, but you're not the character, you're reading this. So it's like it's double third party. So you're double third person. You're learning about somebody else in this experience as somebody else also learning about this character that is you. I don't know how to put any other words than that. This is why I'm going insane. So, does anyone understand what I'm saying? So, I sound insane. Maybe I need to make a follow-up video and be like, guys, this is what I thought. So, then you go into more drones. Obviously. Just making images in places. So what one more was memories. You're kind of now learning how to create space. I guess the best way to put it. First one being understand memories and create memories out of something that never existed to you. The second one would be understand and create spaces out of places that never existed to you. Right? Kind of like that. And this is the journey you're going through. You're creating places. Okay? So the first one's memories. Creating memories from somewhere that didn't exist. Creating places from somewhere that didn't ever exist. And then this portion, I'm now confused as to what to call it. Because before I thought kind of from a first-person perspective. Now I'm thinking about it as like a double third. Like, I don't know how to put it more than that. But I would like to understand that this, again, is kind of like finally creating a vivid image, because this is the only spot that you can actually make something really easy. Cathedral, church, funeral, whatever, marriage, who gives a shit? You got so easy. So maybe this is like the completion of that arc. And this is your ascension into the next space. Right? This last track. Stairway to the Stars. It's kind of like you've done what you needed to do, and this is the only, like... This is one of the only completely droney but chill track. Like, not completely droney, but it's droney but chill. Like, it's really nice. So I like to assume it's kind of like a passage to the next space. And then when you get to the next space, you get to the album we just listened to, which is now that you've understood the way to create memories and understood the way to create space. You're now creating, I guess, the ballroom. You've done it. Like, you've gotten everything together. There's a lot of nothing, because nothing can exist. You can't really create it, but you're still, like, going through little windows and spaces. So you're going through... Basically, you've been stopped. Like, whoever was holding your hand through the first two albums left you alone in the third album. And you're on your own now. There's nothing. It's completely desolate. You drop into desolate. So let's go back. Hold on. We'll all go riding on a rainbow. I sorry I sound insane, but you drop in here, and what does it start like? So after you make your ascension on the stairway, the last thing that's going to hold your hand, you hit drone. And then you try to make something. You're trying to create that ballroom or whatever you wanted it to be, but I'm going to say ballroom for the sake of thematics. Then there's nothing again. It's a failed attempt / walking through the desert, trying to create windows, trying to make things happen. Then you've made something again, but it's not what you wanted. Then you go back to drones. Then you're trying to make something again. Then you go back to drones. More and more drones. You're attempting once more. Like, that's the entire journey here. It's like succeeding at a craft, but each time you're fucking it up in a different way, with repetitions, with static, with reverb. And you can see the creations you're making are inhumane, or not human, and distorted, and disturbed, and horrific. So it's also a nightmarish experience going through all this together. Not only are you making horrible things with your imagination or with your power or whatever you have in this scenario, but you're really trying to just get it right for that one time. And as that drone ends, you start creating something in these last 3 tracks. Alright? Or last 4. This drone, you're creating this space. You're creating the colors. You're creating the geometry. And then you create the space. And you've had that final, first, perfect memory of the ballroom. You've made it exist, even though it never did in the first place. And that's the journey that I went through with all of these albums. Now that I think about it, if I connect all the dots. I need to do a listen through on my own and tell you if that's how I still feel. Anyway, did I make any sense? Probably not. But that's how I thought about it. Fuck me. I'm pretentious as shit. Let's go. I hope that made sense. It's just a lot. Sorry, I didn't know how to put it into words because it's a lot to take in. Anyway, I'm going to go to the bathroom now, so I'm going to take that 5-minute break. So I'm not going to be live for these 5. I'm just going to... I'll leave the lobby on. I'll just come back and turn it off. But just have fun with the ballroom. I just need to go to the bathroom real bad. And we're going to go to Bliss in just 5 minutes. Anything you guys want to say before I go? I swear I heard what you said, but my brain did not register. How about this? Let me elaborate really simply. The first album, you were dropped in to a place unknown. You don't know why you're here, but you're not the person in the story. You're reading this story. So you are the character while also being the narrator at the same time. Like, you are reading the story, creating the story as the character... Or sorry, you are creating the story as the character and as the reader, and you're the narrator all simultaneously. It's a balance of 3 things. But there is some other force that's controlling you in the first 2 albums, explaining to you where to go and how to do it. And then the third album is you writing on your own and making it happen. Okay? So that's how it is in terms of perspective. And then what the themes are is the first one is understanding memories that never existed from somebody that never existed. The second one is understanding places and making places from places that never actually existed. And then the third one is your attempts to make a place that actually does exist and is the ballroom, which is the last track. That's how I understand all 3 connecting. All 3 connecting. Sounds fucking insane. But that's how I understand it. And that's how I would want to make a narrative out of all 3 connecting. Anyway. I'll be back, guys, and then I'll turn it off and we'll go to at Bliss. I'm really excited for this one. So, see you guys in just a bit. I need to go to the bathroom. Win 2000 says, woohoo and hi. That sounds cool, man. Oh, this track sounds pretty nice. Woo and fully sober. I imagine the story connecting the 3 albums involving alternate dimensions and memories or something. I think it's because my brain always overactive sometimes. But I am completely sober, which is funny. Like 100%. Apparently I just go off the deep end. Or maybe I'm just actually insane, so I need something to ground me. But I'll try to think about it this weekend, and if I can think of any better way to put it, I'll explain it on next week's album. And hopefully it'll make a little bit more sense. It just really felt like this really giant story with a lot of different weird, nonsensical, necessary, like, it's not in a space and time that we know of because it doesn't make sense. You're basically a micro god in this moment, creating existence, but in a dream. Like a dream. You're creating a world. It doesn't actually exist. But to learn to do that in the first place, you had to be guided through somebody else's memories and spaces. And you were just, kind of like that. And then you finally created your dream, the end of the ballroom. Kind of. Anyway, I'm going to go over to Bliss now, so I'll see you guys over there. Pasado. My balls are small. I'm insane. And now we're going to go through dementia. So I know what dementia is. That's easy. I don't got to overthink that one. That's got to be demented. Anyway, guys, appreciate the fuck out of you, and I'll see you soon for an empty bliss beyond this world. Bum 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 bum.